Welcome to this look at new mods on Farming Simulator 22 with me, MrSealyp. It's Monday the 11th of April. We have got some new mods, we've got some updates, and we've got two new maps out today. The updates are for the Brantner TR3800 by J.Amodding, the Sugar Beet Processing Plant by Vertex Design, and the Decorative Details Pack by Triangle's Trouble. I think that's added 21, I think it said 21 more decorative objects into the pack. Pretty sure it said 21. Yeah, added 21 new items. More realistic pricing. Most objects are more expensive now. Oh, that's good to know. Okay. As far as the two new maps, I'm not sure when I'm going to get onto the map tours. Ah, that's interesting. I've just refreshed the mod hub to have a look. Goldcrest Valley 22 by Celebuki. And the other one was Crayback by Durjogi. Now, I thought we'd had a map called Crayback before. But anyway, it's not there. Not showing on the website. Anyway, we'll see if that pops back up. The mods then, in front of me. We have got the Biomass Power Plant by Vertex Design. 5.11 megabytes download, 5 slots on console. This will cost 160 grand to buy and place. You'll find it in build mode under Productions. Second one in from the end. You can put wood chips in, you can put straw in, and you'll get electricity out. So you just get paid for your electricity every hour. If we go into this one here. So wood chips, straw in. 1,500 in of straw will give you 131 of electricity out. Wood chips 750 in gives you 131 out. So wood chips is the better bang for your buck, I guess, but straw is more easily available as a byproduct. Now, I haven't turned either of those on because, as you can see on the other side, there's nothing in there at the moment. Now, this is the building, this is the facility, and you can obviously go into your menu there if you want to. This is your unload point. There is a light switch just to the side here. Turn on shed lights. But I used the tipper trailer, backed up, and no trigger came up for tipping. The picture on the website on the mod hub shows a wheel loader tipping into the bunker, which is just there. But possibly you might be able to get away with putting another ramp here, maybe, or conveyor belts or something like that if you want to do conveyor belts. So I've unloaded a load of, it doesn't come with the wood chip and straw in here. I've unloaded a load of wood chip in here, I've unloaded some straw in here. It does also say that it would take bales. So I've got 2 straw bales and I've done 2 wood chip bales because I'm curious to see whether it will take wood chip bales or not. So what I'll do very quickly is I'll just do a bucket of each. This is a small bucket, you can get bigger ones. I think the slightly larger standard in-game bucket is a fork, but it doesn't do wood chips. So I thought I'd just grab it. We'll grab what we've got, give it a go, just put some in. And then I'll see if we can drop a bale in there and see if that'll work. The straw bales, I'm pretty sure, will be a no-brainer, but wood chip bales, we don't tend to do. People don't tend to do as much, so... Right. That should now be showing in there. So wood chips we can turn on. That will just start chugging away on there. Now, usually, if I was doing it with a trailer, I would fill up to capacity to see what the capacity is. Unfortunately, doing this at 4,000 litres at a time. I mean, to be fair, that's a big chunk through. I mean, what are we, a quarter of that line, do you reckon? A quarter of this line? 4,000 litres, so it might take 20,000 litres. Maybe it'd take a bit more, but it's not like it's going to be taking hundreds of thousands of litres. Let's just say that. It may be that I'm making a huge assumption, but I don't think. I'll just stop there. I don't think. So it doesn't matter, does it? I don't think. That's in 4,000. Turn that on, and that's it. And every hour you'll just get paid, which is great. So what I want to see now is what is the situation with regard to bales. I'll do the straw first because if it doesn't take the wood chip bales, they might just sit there and nothing happens. I'm so curious to see. Assuming, of course, I can even lift it up above that. Ah! That bunker appears to have filled somewhat. Yes, those 2 barrels going in take up to 14. So it's all we reckon, 20,000 litres maybe? 15, I don't know. Some of that, so I guess let's try these, shall we? I'm assuming from that extrapolation as well, it will take square bales. There's no reason why it won't take square straw bales. This is just the more, let's say, off-the-wall option, but I would say there's a no, because that hasn't gone up. So I'm assuming they have just disappeared into that trough, and then once that gradually works its way down, they'll be sitting at the bottom there. Well, I'm glad I checked because, you know, it doesn't hurt to have a look, does it? I'm pretty sure if you actually look on the ModHub website, it says fill types: wood chips, straw, round bales, square bales. Yeah, but it didn't specify whether it would take wood chip bales or not, so it doesn't have to check. So there we go. The biomass power plant by Vertex design. Moving on from there, we're going to go over to the field. We've got the Hardy Mega 2200. This by Didec 96, 13.62 megabytes download, 8 slots on console. This will set it back 35 grand. Now you might think, we've already got this, haven't we? I'm sure this is the one from FS19. Because if we go to our sprayers, where are we? There. We've got the Mega 1200 as standard now, and we've got a front tank that can go with it. Then we've got all trailed ones. So if we look at the Mega 1200 as being the closest rival, that's 9 slots, 1200 litres, 24 metre spread, 34,500. This one is 35,000, so only 500 more, 2,200 litres, so 1,000 litres more, so a tiny little bit extra, 1,000 litres more, same spread width, and it's only 8 slots. So it's a lower slot count, larger capacity, same spread width, no brainer. License plate option. You can do herbicide or fertilizer spreading with it. It'll be 24 metres and that is adjustable. Now, it does say there 23.8. We've been scammed by... Oh, I mean, that's not on, is it? That's outrageous. Can't believe I did that. So that's open. L1 and right stick up and down. We can raise and lower the boom. So yeah, I mean that's I think that's an absolutely, you know, it's a brilliant one. Why not? It's only a fraction more expensive than the other one. Get a larger capacity, same boom width, which can be taken down from 23.8. I think goes down to 15. I think is the smallest. So that's the Hardy Mega 2200 by Didec 96. Next, similar sort of thing, and I'm going to be getting one of these for Calmsden because I've just bought one, the standard in-game one. Typically, this is the Amazon ZG. Hang on, the ZGTS 10,001/2. This is by FIB7. So I mean, it looks pretty much like the standard in-game one, but there are a couple of differences to this. It is 3.99 megabytes download, 6 slots on console. The standard in-game one will spread out to 42 metres, as will this. The standard in-game one is 10,000 litres. This is 18,500 litres. So the capacity has been changed somewhat. It's 20 grand more expensive. I think the standard one's 65. This is 85 grand. But for the extra capacity, I'd say, yeah, it's well worth it. Especially doing big fertilising contracts on big fields. You haven't got to come back as often. Nicely detailed, nicely made. We've got a few different options for colour choices on this. You'll find it on the fertiliser spreaders. So there you go, the standard in-game one there, 65 grand. Oh, hang on though. No, I'm on the wrong thing. I was thinking, hang on a minute. Yeah, 10,000 litres. That's it goes up to 18,000 now. This one is the standard in-game one. if we go along to the, well, the end, 2 across, 85 grand, as I said, 42 metre spread. Slot count comes down from 6 to 1. We can have the option of Trelleborg, Michelin, and Continental, Vredestein, and back again. Each one has a standard and narrow option. All of them do, so it depends on your tyre preference, but that's your choices. Main colour, let's go with one that stands out, does the lower body. Design colour, I think does the cover. Yep. And then rim colour does, well, the rim. The only bit you can't change is the bit that says Amazon, which stays orange, and then we've got a license plate option on there too. This one, as you can see, 42 metres, comes down 36, 30, 21, 18, 15, back to 42 again. Start the engine, open cover, 18,500 litres in there. And away you go. Again, I mean, that for me, that's a no-brainer. It's the larger capacity. It's a bit more expensive. If you haven't got the money to start off with, then you might think, actually, it's a bit much. I'm not going to bother. But it's nice to have some extra options included. So that's the Amazon Z GTS 10001/2. Next, we've got quite a few cultivators and plows and things today, as you can probably tell. We're starting here with the Lizard Tilling Set 2.1. This is by Consi. It is 8.6 megabytes download, 5 slots on console. Did I say it was 2.1 meters wide? It's not expensive anyway, but there's a new version and an old version. As you can see, I've gone for the old version here. Very nicely detailed. It looks like rust as well. It doesn't just look like dirt texture, it looks like rust. Which brings the price right down. You'll find it under Cultivators, as you will do for the next 2 as well. So we go right the way through. We start on that one, the Tilling Set 2.1. It's only 1,500 anyway, but it's fairly narrow at 2.1 metres. 48 horsepower required, not very much. But we can go condition new, condition used, brings the price right down from 1,500 to 700 from 1,500. It's pretty good, but you might want a brand spanking new one. Even at brand spanking new, it's only 1,500, which is pretty good too. So, I mean, it cultivates. I suppose I should really show it, shouldn't I? While I'm doing that, next to it, we've got another cultivator. This is the Lizard Cultivator by Puszkap. So this one is by Consi, the next one's by Puszkap. It should just drop down and there we go. Shallow cultivation, so it's not bringing up stones or anything. Let's drop that off. So yeah, the next one then is the Lizard Cultivator, 6.47 megabytes download. It's by Puszkap. It is 4 slots, 3 meters wide. Drop it down. Same thing, shallow cultivator, no stones being brought up. Also, under cultivators, you saw at the end, just there, 3,850, 75 horsepower required. Options, we can have a roller on the back, yes or no. Main colour changes the frame on the top. Design colour does the tines and the wheels and stuff underneath. Those are your options out of 3 meters. Now the next one I've got on the front is the Perard. Perard CompacSem, 16,450, 80 horsepower required. It's by Nico 55, 5.66 megabytes download. It's 6 meters wide. No options available. We get it just that. It's quite a solid unit. Now this is down as a front cultivator because of the way the tines are. Let's just disconnect from that. Go forward this one. So it's on the front. If I unfold it, you'll see the tines are faced that way. So it's designed to go on the front at 6 meters with the wheels all round. That's what we've seen, no options available. So you can run this as your front cultivator and then something else behind. So you have a 6 meter seeder or whatever you want in the back if your field needs that. If you haven't got a seeder or planter, that will direct drill. Or you might just want to use it for cultivating. Nice animation on it. Does the job. Like I say, it's a big solid construction on that one. So yeah, that's 3. Tilling Set 2.1 cultivator and CompacSem, yeah, by Nico 55. I'm going to do, hopefully let me disconnect from there, leave that. Next we've got the Lizard Katrina 900. The Lizard Katrina 900 is 4.42 megabytes download. It is 5 slots on console. It's 9 meters wide. It's by J.Amodding and J.Amodding. My handwriting. Got to do something about it. J.Amodding. So yeah, this will be. There are some sets of mulchers. This is a mulcher. Again, very nicely detailed. When you look at all the stuff on each of the blades on there as well, the attention to detail on it is amazing. So yeah, 9 meters is pretty good. If we go to our mulchers just there and go through the standard in-game ones, we've got that one at 5.6, that one at 5.8, the 6 meter one there, the TCM Cancella. So at 9 meters, it's a nice size. 150 horsepower required as well. Not a huge horsepower requirement. Options available, there are none. You just get a license plate if you want to go for a license plate on there. If we open it out, so I'm going to drop that down. Oh, I don't think so. Oh, there we go. That's it unfolded. Drop it down. Doesn't need to be turned on, you just put it. And we are mulching. So 9 meters. But, whoa, hang on a minute. That's something I didn't notice when I was testing it. Let me just check something here. 9 meters. Whoa, hang on a minute. 21 miles an hour. I didn't even notice. 7 miles an hour, 11, 11, 7, 21. 21 miles. That's it. Again, today has been a day of no-brainer mods. If you're using these particular things, why would you not get it? 21. That's mad. When you're mulching big fields at 9 meters wide, well, it's now saying 22 miles an hour. Love it. It's going straight in my basket. If you know, you know. So there we go. That's pretty cool. I like that. I'm glad I sped up then because I just hadn't realised. The Lizard Katrina 900 by J.Amodding and J.Amodding. Next up then we have got... Oh, actually, yeah, we need to move, don't we? We've got this. This is the Grimme KS5400 by MefiuFs and Ziuta. It's 6.44 megabytes download, 5 slots on console. It's a 6 meter wide potato topper. As you can see, transport is done from the end because obviously it's 6 meters wide and it doesn't fold up. Once you get to where you're going, I've got narrows on these, on this Valmet, so not that I have crop destruction on, but just in case. People sometimes worry. We'll hook up. Now what we should have is the option to unfold topper, which puts that set of wheels away and puts them there, so that when we... There we go. That one down, and we're good to go. Turn on topper. So if you don't have a harvester that tops, or you prefer to top first then do your harvesting, 6 meters wide, topper for your potatoes. Brilliant. Another one does the job. Not much else to say about it really. Under potato technology, out on the end there, 23 grand. Slot count will come down to 1. We can change the rim colour from grey to black. That's it. Those are the options on that. The Grimme KS5400 by MefiuFs and Ziuta. Next, we have this Titanic beast. This is the Unia Titan 6. This is by Karas and Arek. 6.08 megabytes download, 7 slots on console. This has a 4 meter spread width. You can have a capacity of 7,000, 9,000 and 10 or 7, 8 and 10. Anyway, by extending the boards up, you can have that. It's a small muck spreader, but at 10,000 litres, that's not a bad capacity actually for a fairly small muck spreader. Another really nicely made, tidy mod. Some nice detailing on it as well. You'll find it under muck spreaders, manure spreaders. 15,250. That's all. Slot count will come down to 1. 60 horsepower required. Very low horsepower requirement. Capacity 7,000, 8,500 and 10,000. I was close. It's just not quite close enough. 7,000, 8,500 or 10,000 litre. Price doesn't alter at all for changing the configuration, so might as well go for 10,000. We'll set up standard, wide 2, wide 3, back to standard. There's no actual manufacturer options on there. Then we've got main colour, anything on that palette. Quite a few greens to start off with. Oh, actually, that's quite nice. The muted one. Should have gone for that. But anyway, anything on that palette. Design colour changes all the bits on there that are red. Then design colour does the board sections. We'll go for a more. That looks a little bit more wood. Oh, it's very orange, doesn't it? It's a bit more kind of wooden board. And then rim colour. At the moment, we're on silver, and then you've got standard colours pretty much across the board. Just there. We'll get in. I've gone for the electric tractor just because it's really small, low horsepower, just to prove that when you turn it on, you can activate double application rate as well if you want to get all of your fertilising done in one go, but it will get through more. 4 metres wide. Now it's going very slow because I'm double applying. If I activate normal, it will speed up because it hasn't got to put as much out in the ground. But that's, yeah, it's a nice tidy mod, not a bad price, nice capacity, low horsepower requirement. What's not to like? The Unia Titan 6 by Karas and Arek. Next we have got this. God, it's actually worked. I've put them in the right order. Everything's working. This is the John Deere Series single offset discs by J.Amodding. This is the John Deere 620 series, I think it is, of plows. There are 4 in this pack of sorts, -5, 5 slots, 6 slots, 7 slots and 8 slots. This is the 8 slot one at 6.5 metres wide. It doesn't fold up, so obviously it's going to be better off for sort of larger open farms, fields, that kind of stuff, because this will not go down narrow lanes with hedge collisions and fences and gates and those kind of things. But it is a plough. You'll find it under ploughs, not under cultivators or anything like that. So we go up to our ploughs. You will see the 670 at 3.94 metres, 32,500, 5 slots. The 670, 4.78 metre at 18 grand. Hang on a minute. 32,500. Why is the 3.94 metre one 32,500 and the 4.78 metre one is 18? The 5.95 is 22, then the 6.5 is 74. Why just... I mean, if those can't be right, it's got to go 18, 22, 32, 5 and then 74. These have got to be wrong, haven't they? Because if that's the case, go for the 5.95. 22 grand for 5.95. That's only 6.5. A little bit more for 74. You get 2 of those for 44 grand and run at nearly 12 metres. Okay, there's no options on any of them. You get them as they are. Again, isn't it weird? I was setting the mods up and I kind of clicked through, wrote down what the slots were for each of 5, 6, 7, 8, and thought, right, I'll go for the big one, show that one, bang. Didn't even notice those until now. I'm assuming that's going to get an update. Anyway, regardless of all that, you can create fields, as you can in most ploughs. Allow create fields L1 and triangle on PlayStation, but anyway, lower cultivator. Well, it says cultivator, but it's under ploughs. There we go. So we're getting the ploughing state, ploughing texture, ploughing look. When I get to the end, it requires a fair bit of horsepower for the bigger one. Now create fields, we can obviously go off the end. Create our own fields entirely, extend fields we've already got if we want to. And it does exactly what it says. I do like the tone of the handle there when it raises and lowers. That's really cool. There we go. That's that one then. The John Deere Series single offset discs by J.Amodding. Next we've got the PROFI line single axle. Now there are actually 3 in this pack. Detailing on these as well. Wow. I'm in today. Brilliant. These by Landmensch. 8.51 megabytes download. 6 slots each for the tankers. And then we've got 2 attachments for the backs of these, which are 4 slots each. The tankers themselves then, actually it's easier to have a look rather than try to explain first. If we go down to our slurry tanks, because as far as I can tell, the options are pretty much the same on all 3. There's one difference with the third one. We've got a PROFI line vacuum version, we've got the PROFI line screw pump version, then the PROFI line combined. Now, this obviously mirrors the real world options available on these things, and it comes down to pump speed as well. So I'm pretty sure it says that the pump speed on the first one is only 500 litres per second. The second one's 700 litres per second, and the third one's 900 litres per second. Whether that has an actual realistic effect in game, I mean, I think it's just more for the aesthetic of it. Aesthetic, yeah. 120 horsepower requirement, 100 horsepower requirement, because it's not a vacuum, it's a pump, so it's lower horsepower requirement, but the one that's combined is 180 horsepower. All 3 are 14,000 litres, so that's exactly the same. Like I say, slot counts are 6 on them anyway. I'll show the options on the first one. The options on the second one are exactly the same. The third one doesn't have, well, I'll explain which one the third one doesn't have. That makes more sense, doesn't it? So we have the option on these of Trelleborg, Vredestein, Michelin, Nokian, back again. Trelleborg standard with steering axle, back. Under Vredestein standard with steering axle, back. Then we've got Michelin, we've got the Serra X Bib with steering axle, Serra X Bib 2 with steering axle. Now I didn't notice a difference at all in the tread there. I've got a little bit of a rock. With steering axle you get the bars that come down to the front, which obviously gives you the steering axle. But the tyre choice didn't change there. Then Nokian you got nursing tyres normal with steering axle, then long care tyres and with steering axle. Then we've got on here, it says connection 0, the pipe on the top of the tank there that goes from front to rear. Connection 0 degree. Connection 0 degree with a warning light, so it puts a hazard light on there. Then you've got connection 90 degree, which puts a 90 degree bend up and warning light, if you want that. Got standard work lights or wide work lights, twists them around a little bit, so it gives you a bit more light out to the sides. Attach on the back standard 3-point or a 3-point long, which pushes the implement you have on the back out a little bit further. Then this is the option that the first 2 have, the third one doesn't. And it's this side, and it's without suction arm, easy suction arm, with a slidable suction arm. Like I say, the third one doesn't have that as an option. Then we've got main colour. At the moment, everything that's sort of galvanised silver there is silver. Orange, green, red, like a turquoise blue, and a darker red. Go back to that because I do prefer that one. Then we've got design colour. Does the extensions on the mudguards. And then rim colour does the rim. The chrome version is a sort of slightly silver. It's not chrome kind of as we kind of know it. Black or an orange on there as well. And then license plate. So like I say, the option's the same on all 3. But if you go down and look at this one, as we go down standard work lights attaches, there's nothing about the that arm on the side because you've got all these pumps and hoses and all that whiz-bangery and gubbins. So then the actual connectors, we've got the Mulcher distributor, 2,800 to buy. Slot count of 4 comes down. You can have it as the 7 meter, 9 meter, or 11 meter spreader. Sorry, that way around. We can change the main color, which does the main framework. Design color, which does the central sections. Not a huge load of options on that one. Then the gooseneck distributor. Now the gooseneck distributor, 3050. It's like a splash plate on the back of there, but it doesn't say what the spread width is. So we'll have to give that a look as well. Same options on this. So what we'll do is, I'm going to show you the arm actually. If you do have the arm, L1 and right stick side to side, does that, and then that, so you've got the extendable if you've gone for the extendable, and that just adds to the immersion if you're going to go to a slurry pit to fill up and that kind of thing. Like I say, whereas the other one doesn't have it. I didn't, like, so I've gone for the large one here and I didn't go for that. That pipe on the top of the tank doesn't, I've got no options at all for that. That one there, R1 and right stick up and down, adjust the height of the tanker so you can level it depending on what you're towing it with. If we back up and hook up to this one, again, double application rate if you want to go for that. I'm going to turn it on and you'll see that's, I've gone for the 11 metre one, and that will swing side to side, spreading out to your 11 metres quite happily. What I'm going to do now is hook up to the other one because I'm curious to see what the spread width is. Rear steer axle I think I went for as well, yeah. It's just, again, a really nice tidy mod, loads of detail on it. It's not the largest slurry tanker, slurry spreader you'll find. If we go to put ourselves in the same position, that actually goes wider. So that's got to be, I don't know, I was going to say 12, but it looks wider than that. That one was 11. I don't know if it's it might be a 12. Not quite 14. Anyway, it's wider, let's just say that. So that one's 11, and the gooseneck or the splash plate one is 12 or maybe 13 or 14 if I stretch it. So there we go. That's the PROFI line single axle by Landmensch. Moving on from there, where are we? Okay. We have this. This is the Marshall BC32 trailer. This is 2.52 megabytes download, 3 slots on console. It's by E.T.A. La Marchoise. It is 11 grand. I say for the base model. I don't think there's any other options with it. There's we got a rear kind of creel on the back of it. It does have tension straps, which can be done from in-cab. It's not an auto-load trailer or anything like that. That's why I haven't hooked up to anything, because it's not got anything like that. We can have a toolbox on or off. We'll have a look at that as well, and some colour options too. So if we go to our bale loaders, the BC32, yeah, 11 grand. We can have design standard or with the back sideboard. So if you've got round bales, they kind of sit on the back of there. You can do square bales as well if you want. Without toolbox or with toolbox, then we've got wheel setup standard or wide tyres. Main colour option, one of those 4. And licence plate. That's it for that one. Nice to see some more Marshall gear in game as well. Next, so that's by E.T.A. La Marchoise. Next, we have got the TATRA Phoenix. This is a slightly altered version to the other one we had and the main game one. So this is by Smety, 12.05 megabytes download, 9 slots on console. Nicely detailed. It's got like a headache rack option on top of that as well. It looks like it swivels, but it doesn't. There's nothing in the options for it. Sounds great, nice horn, like a few different options, quite a few different tyre choices on this one as well. You'll find it under vehicles and trucks. It is that one there, the TATRA Phoenix mod. Now the other modded version of this does say 6x6 aggro truck as well, so you have to be careful. But this definitely has different options to the other one I looked at. Slot count will come down from 9 to 1. We've got the option of Trelleborg, Michelin, BKT, Continental, and back again on Trelleborg. No options. Michelin, no options. BKT, no options. I don't know why I liked the Continental. It just kind of looks more lorry, I guess. I don't know. Don't ask me. Then we've got design, no or yes. Yes puts that rack on the top. We've then got attachers, standard, rear trailer hitch. And you can have rear and front trailer hitch put on it. That's a whole load of brackets and stuff underneath there. Then we've got the engine setup, 462 horsepower, manual or variable transmission. Variable transmission adds 10 grand on. Main colour, anything on that palette. Rim colour, anything on that palette. And the license plate option. Those are your choices. Hop in. Sounds great. Horn. Brilliant. Lights are pretty cool. Not gonna lie. Like the light options on it as well. It's got some nice movement on the cab. I don't know if you can see that when you accelerate and brake. Nice bit of rock on the cab there. There's no doors or any windows open. Fifth wheel doesn't adjust. Rear steer axle gives it a nice tight turning circle. Interior tidy. Mirrors all doing their thing. Nice mod that. Nice bit of rock on there as well. Lovely. The TATRA Phoenix by Smety, which brings us on to the last of the mods for today. I'm going to just refresh the mod hub again. Yeah, it looks like the Trayback one has disappeared off there. Anyway, never mind. So the last of the mods for today, and again, it's difficult to explain today. The mods haven't been those kind of mind-blown mods, not those kind of, the possibilities for these are amazing. The things we can do, add into production chains, crazy stuff that does crazy things. They've been really good, well-made, solid mods that have added capacities, made some changes, look nice. I've been really impressed with today's. And this, again, if you don't like this sort of tracks, but I just love the look of this. That kind of narrow. I don't know. I'm having a funny day today. ZETOR 627745 by Smety, 13.77 megabytes download, 14 slots on console. There's a few different options available on this as well. The sun glinting off the tyres there. It's a really nicely made mod. It's a fairly low horsepower. I think maximum's 81. It does sound brilliant as well though. So you'll find it under small tractors. 10 grand, that's all. For a nice little small farm tractor, shunting around the yard sort of thing, small trailers, feeding animals, cleaning them out, that kind of stuff, perfect. Slot count comes down from 14 to 1. We've got the option of Trelleborg, Continental, Vredestein and back again. We've got standard 2, we've got wheel weights 2, rear twin, narrow. Now weirdly, it only puts a narrow on the back, not the front. The front tire doesn't change. Then we've got Continental, Standard 2, wheel weights 2, rear twin, narrow. I think it's the same on the Vredestein as well. Wheel weights 2, rear twin, narrow. Yeah. Then we've got mudguard on the back here. We've got mudguard 1, 2, 3, and back to 1. Front fenders, we have got 1, 2, off, back to 1 again. Hood, zoom out a little bit. We've got, 1, 2, 3 with the vent around it as well, back to 1. Then we've got Series 2 UR1, has got round lights, and then we go for the 92 UR1, which has got squared lights, or square lights. Then exhaust 1, 2, back again. Design, no, then 1. What was it changed on this? I couldn't work out. Oh, it's the stickers. We've got on the roof line a white ZETOR sticker. That one, or back off again. Beacon, yes or no, just puts the left beacon on. Attaches, standard, 140 kilogram weight, 350 kilo weight, 3-point link, back to standard. I did like with the 3-point link all the framework and stuff that's gone into that as well. It's not just a wallop, there's a 3-point link on the front, it's everything that goes with it. Then we've got front loader attacher, quick, Hauer, no. Engine setup, 59 horsepower, 66 horsepower, 73 horsepower, and then 81, the exhaust moves on up onto the front. 81, sorry, hang on, 73, 81 horsepower, does that pipe. That's weird, why did that not? Oh, is it because of the exhaust I went for? Hang on, if you go for exhaust 1, there you go. I was just saying, on a minute, I'm sure that did that. Yeah, exhaust is to the side, and the 81 horsepower goes up to the middle. If you've got an exhaust 1, on exhaust 2, it just goes to the silver sort of stainless one. Main colour, anything on that palette, there's a few to choose from. I just like it in the red, I think it's nice. Design colour does the roof, I think. So you can mix and match it, colour will coordinate with whatever else you've done. And the same with rim colour. We do have on the end though, we've got a sort of metallic or silvery grey, a black, and then a more chromed. I think I did go for that one, but I have got the weights on at the back as well. That's why you can't really see it as shiny as that. And then license plate option. If we jump in, start it up. Sounds great. No doors or windows open. A lovely little chugging tick over. Like I said, it's from the back. I think I'm so used to seeing wide tyres being kind of stuck out and the axles being quite wide. It's a very narrow, straight up and down. And I love it. It's a really nice mod, this, by Smety. And that's it for the mods for today. I hope you found this useful and informative in some way, shape or form. If you have, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.